Tottenham Hotspur 1, Manchester United nil. What can I say? Disappointing game again, disappointing performance. We've lost the Europa League final, and I'm just disappointed overall. I did predict Tottenham to win, but I just felt like as if Man United, we lacked that cutting edge going forward. Even though we did kind of dominate possession, we dominated the chances, we won most of the duels as well. We just lacked that cutting edge in the final third, and it just goes to show that the problems that we've had all season, that we've not been able to score goals. And today was just another day where we weren't able to find the back of the net, despite the chances that we had. I think Vicario had to make 5 saves as well. So yeah, let's just get into the starting lineup. First of all, the only change from my lineup was that Mount started ahead of Ugarte, and that was basically it. Lindelof, Onana and net, of course. Euro, Maguire, Shaw making up the back three. Mazraoui, Casemiro, Bruno, and Dogu making up the 4 in midfield. Mount and Ahmad in the inside 10 positions, then Hojlund up front. So in the first 10 minutes, I thought we started okay. It wasn't amazing. It was an amazing start. Both sides kind of had a decent start to the game. So Spurs did have a chance in the 11th minute. Maguire sells Shaw short as he kept it away from Solanke, and Johnson nicks it away before flashing the ball into the box. Onana has to get a strong hand to it, and Sarr's follow-up effort is blocked by the recovering Maguire. So Fernandes then has a corner in the 16th minute, and it's flapped up by Vicario, and he looked a little bit shaky, the Spurs keeper, I'm not going to lie, but he only palms it away to Maguire. He debates a shot before touching it to Diallo, who flashes his shot from a tight angle across the face of goal. Ahmad then in the 29th minute, looking very dangerous every time we have the ball. Ahmad was creating something every time we had possession of the ball, whether beating a man or putting a cross. We looked really dangerous with the ball at his feet. His pace and tricky were a real problem for the Spurs defence, and I don't think he got on the ball enough in this game, in my opinion. I think we should have been looking for Ahmad more. Then in the 35th minute, Spurs broke quickly on the counter, and Diallo had a handful of Udogi's shirt as he tried to slow him down. The referee allows play to go on, but he pulls it back, and Diallo receives the first yellow card of the match. In the 40th minute, Ahmad again is in acres of space down the right side, and Porro spots the danger too late as the youngster has already cut inside. Richarlison rushes out to smother the shot and takes the power out of it as he rolls it back to Vicario, and nothing comes of it. And then in the 42nd minute, Johnson makes it 1-0 to Spurs. Bentancur drew 2 Manchester United players as he darted down the left side of the box, which opens the space for Sarr's shot, and United don't deal with it initially. Shaw looks to get the final touch under pressure from Johnson as he sends it past Onana, who can't claw it off the line before it hits the side netting, and that's 1-0 Spurs. A poor goal to give away, really poor defending by Manchester United, and it was awarded as a Luke Shaw own goal, but Johnson does get the goal to make it 1-0. And yeah, overall it's a really poor goal to give up, but Spurs going forward the whole 90 minutes, I don't think they offer too much. We'll have a look at the stats as well. I think if we had scored, we were definitely going to win this game, but unfortunately we didn't. In terms of half time, Spurs managed just 1 shot on target in the first half. Their goal, which was credited to Luke Shaw, but is accredited to Johnson now. They generated an XG of 1.03 compared to United's 0.21. United, on the other hand, had 5 shots, only two of them which were on target. And then, despite some good plays in the final third, we really struggled to carve open any clear openings in the first half. So the second half kicks off, and again, United get a free kick, 58 minutes. Swings in by Bruno Fernandes into the near post. Vicario is scrambling to push it away. He gets a hand to it, and bravely, as Diora had to get a deft touch just in front of him, so that was a chance as well. Vicario then comes to claim in the 68th minute. Vicario came to claim Fernandes' free kick, and it bounces off him backwards towards danger. Hojlund heads it towards an empty goal, but Van de Ven makes a superb clearance on the line to deny him, and that was almost a certain goal. If Spurs don't get it off the line, that could have been 1-1 right there. Euro's follow-up shot is then blocked in the resulting chaos. United make a couple more substitutions. Hojlund and Mount do go off for Xerxes and Garnacho, and Hojlund and Mount, in my opinion, they didn't really offer too much. They were winning a couple of duels, but in terms of the final third delivery and end product in the final third, they just weren't it, in my opinion. And we definitely do need to be strengthening in the forward position. That front three needs to be strengthened, in my opinion. It wasn't great. Ahmad was the only one who had any quality in the final third, and possibly it would have been more beneficial to play Ahmad at right wing back, because I felt like as if down the flanks there was a lot of space, but we didn't kind of utilize that space, and we weren't looking for the out. We were looking for the switch a couple times, but that quality that I'm looking at in the final third, Mazraoui and Dogu didn't necessarily have on the in the wing back position. So I think it would be more beneficial probably next season to play Ahmad at right wing back, but we'll see how that goes. Xerxes in the 72nd minute, we created a really nice chance through Xerxes. In the 72nd minute, Xerxes drops deep to pick out Mazraoui, and Romero is slow to spot Fernandes' darting running behind. He dives forward to meet the cross, but his header narrowly flies wide to Vicario's relief. So I think that was some really good movement by Xerxes, some good one-touch play. He's able to get two of the Spurs centre-backs out of position, and then that leaves space for Fernandes to run in behind. Fernandes, in my opinion, in this game, he was a little bit poor. Not really his usual self. We'll see how many chances created, but I don't think he created too many. In the 74th minute, Garnacho then runs at Porro before cutting inside to drill a low shot on goal, but Vicario gets a strong hand to tip it behind. United make a couple more substitutions. Mazraoui goes off for Dalot in the 85th minute, and then in the 90th minute, Dogu goes off for Mainu as well. And then we're in the final moments of the game. We are playing with Maguire and Xerxes up front, but we weren't really able to make anything up until the 7th minute of injury time at the end of the second half. 90+7. Dalot sends another cross in from the right side, and United have a line of players waiting to meet in the middle. It's Luke Shaw who meets it, and his powerful header is pushed away by Vicario again. Vicario probably is man of the match. He had to make a good couple saves for Spurs, and if it wasn't for him, we probably would have won the game, but unfortunately it wasn't to be, and that's really unfortunate. Our game of the season, and we're not able to come away with the win. I'm deeply disappointed, and it is what it is. But yeah, man of the match I think is going to be Vicario. But let's get into some player ratings. And Tottenham have Tottenham, they played all right, but I think we probably deserve to come away with the win because of the amount of chances that we created. We were more attacking. We definitely wanted to win the game. We dominated possession of the ball. We had more shots on target, more big chances missed as well. So it's just unfortunate. But before we get into the stats, we'll have a look at the player ratings, and then I'll delve a little bit deeper into the stats. So Andre Onana here, he's got a 6.3 on FootMob. He couldn't really do anything about the goal. Possibly he could have done something about the goal, but it was difficult to keep out because of how close it was to him. Accurate passes 14 out of 23. I think he needs to be doing better with his long balls. Only 1 out of 10 completed. But in terms of he only had one shot on target to face, I think, and that one shot on target led to a goal. So yeah, I can't really blame him for this performance. He wasn't really at fault for anything. I think the people that were to blame, if any blame is to be shared, is probably the attacking players. We weren't good enough going forward. We need to be more clinical in front of goal. But yeah, Lenny Yoro, he completed the most passes of the match as well. Had a total of 3 shots, 80 out of 83, 96% accurate passes. He won all of his tackles, made 4 clearances, 2 headed clearances, 5 defensive actions, 7 recoveries as well. Won 6 out of 8 of his duels, which is decent as well. And he had a decent performance in my opinion. He was good. Maguire, I think the whole back three was decent. Apart from the goal that we conceded, Spurs didn't really threaten us too much. 62 out of 70 accurate passes, 89%. And then defensive actions, he made 1 tackle, which was successful. 8 clearances, 4 headed, 12 defensive actions, 3 recoveries. In terms of his duels, he'd won 9 out of 12, which is decent, winning the majority of his duels as well. And he was all right. He was decent. Luke Shaw, he's got a 6.4 here, but I don't remember him putting anything a foot wrong. He's 63 out of 71 accurate passes, 89%. He did have this one shot in the 90th minute, 7th minute of injury time at the end of the second half that was saved. It was a decent header, but if he aims his header more into the corner, then we probably do equalize at that point. And then if we got a goal in the second half, I think there was only one team that was winning it, and that was United. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get the goal. One big chance missed. I think that was that header in the 90th minute. 93 touches, one touch in the opposition box. Accurate crosses, only 1 out of 4. Accurate long balls, 6 out of 9. In terms of his duels, he's won 1 out of 4. And he maybe needs to be doing a little bit better there. Mazraoui, he won the most duels of the match, lasted 85 minutes, 40 out of 46 accurate passes. He was okay as well, but again, passes into the final third 5. I'm looking for some more quality from the wingback positions because Dogu and Mazraoui were getting a lot of space that down the wings, and they just didn't really have the quality to maybe beat a player, maybe put a good ball into the box. And Jules, he's won 12 out of 18, which is pretty decent. So he's won the majority of his duels right there. Casemiro, he was all right as well. I think this is his first European final that he's lost. The first European final that he's been involved in that he's lost. 42 out of 53, 79% accurate passes, 5 out of 10 duels won, which is all right. Again, he was a little bit quiet, really, not really getting on the ball too much. I have to say Spurs did defend well, and he created 2 chances there for United. Bruno Fernandes, he had a total of 4 shots, only 2 chances created. Usually he has 5+ chances created per game. I think a little bit of a poor game by Bruno Fernandes. I did mention if Bruno and Amadou turn up, then Spurs could be in a little bit of trouble. But I don't think Bruno Fernandes really turned up this game. He didn't really grab the game by the scruff of the neck, even though he was playing in the double pivot alongside Casemiro. We just lacked that quality in the final third, in my opinion. 36 out of 53 accurate passes. Jules, he's won 8 out of 14, which is decent. He's won the majority of his duels. Dogu, again, he lacked quality in the final third, in my opinion, like I've been mentioning. Mazraoui and Dogu, getting into a lot of space down them wing-back positions, and they weren't able to make any chances of note. 22 out of 30 accurate passes, and Jules, he did win the majority of his duels with 7 out of 8, which is decent. And then Amad Diallo, I thought he was a little bit poor, to be honest. Well, he was our most attacking player. I'll give him that. And if anything was going to come, it was going to come through Diallo, but too often than not, he was crowded out and he didn't really have any support around him, in my opinion. He needed a little bit of support, especially from the likes of Mazraoui or Bruno when he was getting in them positions down, in them inside 10 positions. Spurs defended really well. They didn't really offer too much space for Manchester United to operate, and that's why I think Amad Diallo and Mason Mount in them inside 10 positions didn't really find too much space on the ball. So Amad, even though he was our most attacking player, and if anything was going to come for United, if we were going to score a goal or get an assist, it was going to be through Amad Diallo. 36 out of 39 accurate passes, 92%. But he's lost a majority of his duels, unfortunately. He only won 6 out of 16 of his duels. I think he needs to be doing a little bit better with his duels and possibly a little bit more quality in the final third. Even though he was our most attacking player, it just wasn't his day today. Mason Mount, again, he really didn't offer too much in that attacking 10 role. I thought he was poor. Didn't really offer anything. 8 out of 11 accurate passes, 26 touches, only 3 in the opposition box, and he lasted 71 minutes. That's not good enough, in my opinion, for a player playing in that position. How many did Amad Diallo have? Touches in the opposition box, 8. So he's a little bit better there with touches in the opposition box. So Amad had 8. Mason Mount had touches in the opposition box, 3. Jules, he's won 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7. He was alright in terms of his duels. But Hojlund, I thought he was a little bit poor. Didn't really offer anything. One chance created. 5 out of 6 accurate passes. Touches in the opposition box, 2. I think he needs to be doing better there. Like I said, like I've been banging on about, I think we need an entirely new front 3 next season if we are to do anything. Jules, he's won 4 out of 9 of his duels. He's not won the majority of his duels either, which, yeah, it is what it is. Let's talk about the substitutions. Alejandro Garnacho came on, and again, yeah, he wasn't really offering too much. 11 out of 14. Did have this one shot in the 74th minute, which was saved. Lost his duel as well. Xerxes, he looked tidy when he came on, but he wasn't on the pitch for too long to offer anything in terms of, kind of any attacking threat. He wasn't really on the pitch. He was on the pitch for 19 minutes, but he didn't really offer anything too much. Didn't really test the keeper. Had 1 block shot. Touches 6, 2 touches in the opposition box. Yeah, what can be said about him? He probably offered more than Hojlund, but it is what it is. 1 out of 2 of his duels won as well. Diego Dallo was only on the pitch for 5 minutes, 9 out of 10 accurate passes. Jules, he won 1 out of 2. And then finally, Mainu came on for about a minute and didn't really offer anything. Jewel lost his duel as well. So overall, it was, if you have a look at the stats here, it does look like as if we did dominate the game. And yes, in terms of possession, in terms of shots, we did dominate the game, of course, with, 73% possession, 16 shots, 6 on target, 3 chances created, 3 big chances missed. And you have a look at Tottenham. Tottenham have 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 big chance. They score from their only shot on target, and it is what it is in terms of that. Tottenham didn't really come to play. They looked to contain United, and they contained United really well. In terms of a defensive performance by Tottenham, I felt like the back four and the keeper played pretty well. Porro, Romero, Van de Ven and Udogie played pretty well. Vicario comes away with man of the match with an 8.6 rating here. He made 5 saves, which kept him in the game. But you have a look at United's shots here. One was 21st minute, 40th minute, 58th minute, 74th minute, and the 90th minute. They're all saves that Vicario should be making. We weren't really having shots that were going into the top corners or in the bottom corners, if you know what I mean. It was really standard routine stops that Vicario was making. So we didn't really test Vicario to like we should have been testing him by taking shots that were going by taking good shots that were going into the corner of the nets, into the top corner, into the top corners or the bottom corners. It was routine stops that Vicario was making. So a little bit unfortunate with that in terms of the shots that we had. We had 6 shots and Vicario's had to make 5 saves from them shots. So overall, it is what it is. Poor performance going forward, but defensively, Tottenham didn't really offer anything, and we looked all right defensively. If we had scored in the second half, then I'm sure that we would have gone on to win the game, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Tottenham do win the Europa League. They end their 17-year-long wait to win a major trophy with a 1-0 victory over us at the San Mames, and the winning goal came to Johnson in the first half, and it is what it is. Overall, I'm disappointed with the result, but I did predict that we would lose. Simply to save myself disappointment. If I predicted a win, I would be more disappointed right now. But yeah, I'm disappointed with the loss. But I think it was an okay performance. On another day, we probably score from one of the chances that we have. And on another day, Ahmad and Bruno turn up and we come away with a win. But unfortunately, it isn't to be. But yeah, no Champions League football next season, no European football next season. Next up, we do have Villa in the Premier League. And yeah, that's it for the end of the season. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.